And
Oh, let me put on my light. Camera. Light. Put on light. Put it on light. Put it on light. I didn't have any light on. Now I got some light on.
all right, and now the camera's on. We are. Oof, it is Thursday. Can you believe it? I believe we are live on YouTube. And once you're live there, I'll get us started on the Instagram. It's 1:45 in the afternoon in sunny Central Florida
Keep
as the
on.
rain
I don't see the
comes.
virtual camera or you though.
Let's see. Now you should be able to see me.
Yes, I can see it now.
There you go. All right, so let's see if the YouTube is working. And again, it
Check
just
two,
gives me
three.
the wrong name. All right. So
YouTube.
let's
YouTube. Oh God.
all right. Let's see. All right, so we have the YouTube title fixed.
Let's go.
Let's. I think your audio is working fine. All right, so let me. What's going on? Genji is first in the chat. What's happening? Love to see it. All right, Genji's in here, so we can start the show now. We're gonna go live on Instagram. I hope everybody is having just the most amazing Thursday ever. I'm CQ the Watch Guy. This is Watch Talk Live, the best almost daily live show talking watches and everything in between. I'm here with the co-host with the most, Jay, the retired watch guy. What's going on, Jay?
Not much. How you doing today, CQ?
Doing good, doing good. Still got a little burping going on, but that's all right. Doing good, man. Another day in paradise. If you guys need truly independent watch advice, make sure you head over to cqthewatchguy.com where you can see all of my services. But I actually have a funner way I want to start the show. Diraj said we need to do an all blacked out watches episode for Mr. Ozzy album. So we're gonna start with some Crazy Train. Let me lower it down. And we're doing all blacked out watches today. And hey, RIP Ozzy, man. RIP Ozzy. Let's just start Crazy Train run.
It's sad, dude. It's really sad when you think about it. Sucks that I can't hear this, but I can feel the vibes.
Yeah, just feel the vibe.
I can definitely feel the vibes.
What's good, Diraj? All hail the Prince of Darkness. Hope everybody's having an amazing day. We're gonna start with some Crazy Train before we get into the watches. Enjoy the show and welcome to the best daily watch talk show about watches.
Crazy Train.
Yeah.
I don't know if I probably know the song, but I don't know it from its name.
It's the best.
Also, never saw Ozzy with blonde hair, so that's also very interesting.
Yeah, this is youngish, way back before our time for sure.
What's going on, Goldfinger?
What's
War
happening, Goldfinger?
Pigs for the win. What's War Pigs? Is that like a brigade or something?
It's the song.
Oh Jesus! See, I'm so loud.
This actually got me pretty hyped this morning. I was in the gym, all Crazy Train back to back. It's such good music. All right, I'm gonna take it to the guitar solo, and then we'll start the show.
Hey, one person who lived his life to the fullest was fucking Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes, sir. I hope you all can live as full life as Ozzy. There might be ups and downs, but as long as you keep getting around, it'll be all okay.
Also, the get-ups, dude. They were like dressed to impress back in the day, man.
Hey, different time, different time.
And the hair, bro. The hair was big. The hair was.
It makes you want to grow hair.
man. I know a guy in Turkey. Yeah.
Right. All right, guys, we're gonna get the start of the show going. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of Crazy Chain. First, we're gonna start off with a big RIP to the legend himself, Ozzy Osbourne. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat already. This was a great suggestion by Duraj. We're gonna celebrate the life of Mr. Osbourne and just look at some blacked out watches. He was a bit of a watch guy himself. He has a nice little Frank Mueller here, but I think many people over many generations have been touched by him and his music. And I'll be honest, I fell into him reality TV show, right, the MTV channel days. And as my musical journey and discovery opened up, you get into some Black Sabbath, and you just the rest is history. So I thought this was a great idea to talk about some really cool blacked out watches and celebrate the Prince of Darkness himself. I mean, just look at the bling, man. Look at the drippy, drippy till the end, man. I must say that.
The craziest thing, and like I think all respect to Ozzy Osbourne, but like he is a poster for like probably don't do too much drugs because he had looked so old back in the VH1 days. Like I remember watching the Osbourne show and I was just like, this guy is how old? And it's like the effects of them drugs, man. Like
Well, I mean, you could say that for a lot of rock stars and
no,
people who live that that
of
that rock
course.
that rock star lifestyle. So you had that and
He,
the
but he was
puppetry,
just so in the front of it because of VH1, pushing him out there with the show.
correct.
Hail Caesar.
Hail Caesar. Oh, Hail Caesar. Gotta do the right way. Yeah, but definitely somebody who, again, we were introduced. A lot of people of our generation, if your parents didn't play that music in the house, you got introduced to him in the MTV show, and you're like, who is this guy? A little bit older, he's kind of limping around. But one thing, it showed me that like you could be a good dad. You can keep like family is really just creating good experiences and just making sure everybody's safe. And if at the end of the night, all the kids, all the puppies can get into bed and everybody's happy and healthy, you could do family in your own way. And I just always thought that just seemed like such a cool family where like, hey, you got to make it work how you got to make it work. And it was awesome to get into that side of the world. That's for sure. Julius Caesar says, "You guys, I can't deal with the chat. Sometimes you guys are so wholesome, and then producer Rumal wakes up. I think producer Rumal wakes up and he flips a coin and he's like, will the angel win or will the devil win today? So we should do a tribute to Hulk Hogan, which I think could be really cool. But Julius Caesar says white dials for Hulk Hogan. You guys
I
are
almost did like the Norm Macdonald joke where it's like, I didn't know he died. But like he clearly hasn't passed away. He's still with us.
oh man. All right, so the next tribute is it's gonna be for the Hulk. So anyways, let's get started talking about some blacked out watches or blacked out watches. Drop your comments in the chat for any blacked out watches that you love. I'm gonna go down this list that our friends over at Teddy started. You guys already know my favorite blacked out watch, so I'm not gonna start there. But we're gonna start with a beautiful Casio G-Shock DW5600BB. A watch I'd actually wear. It's like a cleaned up G-Shock. There's not as much on the dial there as usual. So let's skip through some of these here. There we go. Got a nice little Tissot C-Star 1000 Powermatic 80, a watch I would definitely pick up. The Powermatic 80 movement, which is in the PRX as well, you can find in so many great Tissots, and these especially on the secondary market. If you're looking for like just a great diver, a good weekend, or something fun to beat around a little bit, or something to gift, Tissot C-Star pieces are really good. Vimal says Hulk Hogan had a yellow gold Yachtmaster baller watch for a baller dude. I agree. And Duraj wants me to pull up a Aussie watch, which I will do. As he has a little Certina diver on her screen. Oh yes. Now, when you think of blacked out watches, you really don't go too far without thinking about a good IWC limited piece. This one isn't a Top Gun, but it's one of the. It's a Doppel chrono, so it's a split. It's a Ratchapan, it's a split second chrono. Blacked out case, and these, to me, when I think of blacked out watches, the first ones who really do it really well, Breitling IWC, and then Panerai kind of comes in there. But these, I like them.
Yeah, nice watch. I mean, IWC makes a good Black Watt. Like they're known for it. Hogan is really gone. That was it was a joke in bad taste, Diraj. I'm sorry. What's going on, Watch Attic? And how's it going, Von Cruel? Um, wait, Hulk Hogan's gone.
Oh,
Wait, hold on.
don't see they're trolling us
Nah,
now. I
see,
don't I don't
wait,
believe you. Google that real quick before we do. See, that's what I said. Like you guys are like,
no, wait,
are you
what?
serious?
He just died.
Are you serious?
Are we breaking news? Yeah, no, he died. He died an hour ago. They released a statement. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. There was.
Oh wow. I thought
Yo, I'm like, damn.
yo, this is a lot.
I'm like, yeah, we gotta do. We're like, damn, bro. Like, let look. Terry's had a way. We all know he has this trouble with white.
Yo, yo.
Wow, that's so crazy. This happened live on the stream.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Garage is like, wait, he's done, and we're like, nah, nah. They're...
I'm so sorry, guys. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, rest in peace, man. Rest in peace.
I thought the chat was joking there. We were just having some fun, but I'm shocked, honestly. Like I, anyways, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, man. Hey, so we're gonna have to do a tribute show for Hulk for sure. All gold, whatever. Hulk, wow, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I'm
Mania,
hurt.
baby. Damn, we lost Macho Man a while back. Now we're losing Hulk. Like,
Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought you guys were trolling. Anyways, RIP Hulk Hogan. So hey, hug your family, hug your friends, send DMs to your celebrities who you never met before, just to share me love. Give people their roses, cause here today, gone tomorrow, man. And there's nobody knows when the ticker goes. Well, Vimal, I guess in the mornings, man, I'm all watches, so I don't yeah, I don't. I try not to do too much news. Cause what happens is if I read too much regular news, I go down a political path, and I'm like, I'm knee deep into Reddit's, and like that's a whole different podcast. CQ reading Reddit's. That might be a good show. Yeah, so I don't have too much news notifications on, so that's why we missed that one. Um, all right, so let's talk about my favorite black top watch. It's the Panerai Pan 438, the Tutanero. These are great watches. Let me just try to switch over to the US dollar here. But these came out maybe 2015, 2016 or so, and they're one of the watches that made me really fall in love with Panerai and fall in love with ceramic watches, and just seeing that ceramic could be done in a really good way for a relatively inexpensive price
yeah, I
range.
was gonna say because usually ceramic's very expensive, so it's like affordable.
Exactly. And I think at that time in ceramics, maybe Hubo, of course, and maybe some others were dabbling in it, but it wasn't uh where it just wasn't something you were accessible. When these came out, $16,000 plus plus plus. We were going over retail. I believe I sold one in the 18s or 19s before. Now you can find them all day under 9,000. Look at this, 7,600 in Hong Kong. But you can find these for like 8,500 all day long. All right, let's go back to a list. What a day, jeez. Hey, I'm glad we experienced this together. Our little family. I'm glad you guys. I'm giving you guys a hug virtually, cause jeez, what a day.
Yeah, that's
Hey, so we
ugh.
we gotta. Hey, so okay, this is what we're gonna do. Now my thoughts are getting together. So we need to do a Hulk Hogan celebration episode, but on that episode, we need to have in the background the best Hulk Hogan matches. So we'll do like a match, and we'll talk about a watch or something. We gotta get some good matches on the background. I will, cause I'm a wrestling guy, man. So we're not. We gotta.
It's funny because I'm like at the end of Hogan's career because I was more a Steve Austin, The Rock guy, but I know who Hulk Hogan was in NWO, but like I wasn't. It was a little bit before my time, so it'd be interesting for us to find some good matches to watch for sure. Um, Jen G says she likes this Hamilton. I think it is a nice Hamilton. I agree. Don't really like Hamiltons often, so funny that you picked a nice one out for us. The khakis are a nice line.
I was gonna say the Hamilton khaki. This one's a khaki field day day. It's a great line. It's not a line. Hamilton isn't a brand that gets a lot of publicity, right? Because it's not really that high end, even though they do make really good quality watches. So here you have a blacked out khaki day date, and again, for the retail price of this is 1,045. I'm sure you can find these secondary well under like $700. This is a really cool, fun automatic piece that gives you an interesting look. Hamilton does have some heritage, so it's not just a watch that dropped off a tree as well. So this is a cool looking piece, very legible for a blacked out watch. And then we have a marathon. We know too much. Ooh, look at this. A Maurice Lacroix Acon automatic. Acon series I really enjoy. Is their take on an integrated bracelet, but they made it different enough, and the price point's at a place where I'm okay with it. So this blacked out one uh, with the texture on the dial with this chap. I almost wanted to say the tapestry dial from AP, but it's not. It's a pretty cool piece.
Yeah, it's just
Meh.
it's
Show me
okay.
Duke of Brissington. Show me
What's going on, Duke? What's going on? Um, and if I'm cruel, I mean, we're not saying that Hulk Hogan was like a person you should model your life after. We're just saying, hey, man, he did have an impact on a lot of people's lives, and I agree. Like he's had his blemishes, so I understand why you wouldn't be here for the show. Completely understand. Wouldn't want to alienate anybody on that either.
Duke of Brissington says Jay's rocking the world's most popular blacked out watch right now, which is true. The Apple Watch is the most popular blacked out watch in the world. I think that's an easy statement. And Siki can give me a brother. And yeah, Vancouver. You know, you know me. I'm trying to sit on every fence at the same time right now.
See,
But
this
I'll
is why
tell you
you
this,
can't be
man.
sitting on the fence, Scoop. You're gonna break your fucking
Th-
neck trying to sit on the goddamn fence, bro.
this is all I can say for things like that is um our memories are tied to great experiences and great moments, and sometimes our heroes fall from grace and they do things that we never knew about. But it doesn't change the great experiences, memories that they gave you, and the great moments in life. So for me to just say, "Hey, I like," of course, I don't like what Hulk Hogan did in his later years, and when you find a lot of stuff. But for me to sit here and not say that, like, because of him and wrestling, I've had so much memories, especially in my younger years, with a lot of my cousins, where like all we did was watch wrestling, and so like it hurt, So that's why it's a feel. But of course, we're not here to glorify or blah 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 blah. Listen, I'm a guy talking about watches, and we're giving great experiences, but we're never here to never here to make you feel anyway. So stay with us, Vanku. We'll make it worth it for sure. What do you think about this Rado Captain Cook high tech ceramic? This is kind of interesting. I've never
Yeah.
seen this particular version before.
It's like a faux skeleton doll. What's going on?
It's like a smoked sapphire,
Oh,
like a
Fume.
demon.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fume skeleton.
a
Oh,
little bit, a
Jesus.
little bit,
Ah,
a little bit.
man, just keep on going. Let's move
All right,
on.
all right. I tried. 3,900, too much for Jay. Here we go. Bell and Ross, BR03. What happened to Bell and Ross? There was a time. There was a time. Wasn't there a time, chat, that Bell and Ross, like,
I wasn't
it was a
around.
thing? You weren't around, though. This was before your time.
I wasn't
Because
around, bro.
I remember losing a Brightland sale to a Bell and Ross, and I was like,
I wonder how that
what?
guy feels now.
Oh,
I mean, even though it was like a Breitling, no disrespect to Breitling, but like
yeah.
similar ranges, even though
Listen,
Breitling at that time probably was a little bit more popular.
I forgot the exact model he was looking at with me, but also I do a good head to head. But I was just like, interesting choice, sir. I mean, they're cool watches, especially if you're in aviation. You love to see the square pieces.
What's going
But
on, John Callahan? Oh, by the way, sorry, Instagram. Somebody, which watch SK says that not many artists started its own genre of music. I guess that was a call out to our boy, um, Ozzy Osbourne. And
okay.
John Callahan, what's up? And Vimal said Dylan Ross was a thing. Checks notes. Is it because they're French? They're French, right?
Yeah, it's a
Dude,
French based brand.
the,
So I
why is there
look.
so much xenophobia in watches?
It, it's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing, and it's just the word Swiss made. So you forget even the history of watches, and English, the British watchmaking industry, who really, really did it. You forget what American watchmaking was before the
So
World
is it because
Wars.
people wanted to go to war because they wanted to fight for something and the Swiss fucking sat on the fence and just wanted to be bankers that they get to fucking reap the benefits? Sorry for anybody who's Swiss, but when I look at it, it's just like, oh, so we're gonna sit on our hands while people are being killed
Well,
and we get to benefit from being the people who just I guess you had to have the banks open, right? You had to keep the money flowing, I guess.
so like it's a lot of things there, and it's if we just keep it to the watches and not go too far into what's going on, they're able to keep producing watches during these times. They also did have a rich history in terms of pushing things forward and really remember for the Swiss for certain regions you were watchmakers when you couldn't farm, right, when the season wasn't right. So that really you did have a real amazing craftsmanship there, but there are a lot of elements, global elements, that made Swiss watchmaking is what it is today. F.A. Jones from IWC went to Switzerland to take the American style of watchmaking and production, which was being kind of because excuse me, Henry Ford he made the oh my
Model
goodness,
T.
the Model T, the line, the production line, and the way we produce things were very, very different and they're fast paced. And F.A. Jones went from America to Switzerland to create that model over there. So even a lot of the elements of how Swiss watchmaking is done today was influenced from all over the world. But again, for whatever reason, many reasons that we're too flustered today to figure out. Swiss watches are the leaders, but there are some amazing watches being made in every realm of the world. Asia is killing it right now. Japan, China, I believe Cambodia has great watchmakers that are just killing things right now. We already know what Germany can do. Russia has amazing watchmakers. America is doing a good job. They have some really interesting things cooking up there as well. But at the end of the day, it goes back to Parmigiani. Why do people, they hear the name, they think Italian, and they don't even take enough time to say, like, well, it's just an Italian surname, but he's actually from Switzerland and is actually one of the
But I
best
go, but
watchmakers living,
you did a great job of dancing around all the things that we were talking about because in the end, I'm asking you if America decided to sit on their hands like Swiss did, would they be in the forefront? Would Hamilton be more talked about? If England wasn't the big brother of Europe in the corner, I don't know if how Europe feels about that. Like, would they have been in the forefront of watches? Like, did the Swiss just capitalize on being the one market that remained open? Is what I'm asking you.
Yeah, yeah. Cause remember, for the U.S., a lot of our if you're making watches, you can make stuff for guns. You can make stuff that we can use in our armaments and for planes and all these things. If you can machine watch parts, right? People were drafted, so a lot of the workforce went to drafts. So we just weren't focused. The focus wasn't there, and Switzerland was able to keep selling watches, as we know. As Duke of Richardson's talking, like they're able to sell everywhere, and all the brands we can show you the stories. Not all of them, but a good bit about them. But today, I think it's weird today for somebody to see a watch in 2025 if it's not Swiss, look at it funny, or be like, "Oh, you're getting this watch from Hong Kong." Is like when I hear things like that, it's like, okay, it makes you slow
It
down.
happens. It happens regularly.
Duke of Brissington says Swiss made is such a BS term in my opinion. I just think of Swiss made as a placeholder. In my opinion, Blancpain is still a French brand. Panerai is Italian. Rolex Tudor is English. That's actually a very, very good point because I think a lot of the for Pete's sake, he goes on. For Pete's sake, IWC is basically German. They're in part of Switzerland that's literally surrounded on three sides by Germany, Schaffhausen. Have a look where IWC is on the map. I'll actually pull it up. And that's a great point. A lot and Bell Ross is it's right in our face. This is a brand that's based in France. But obviously, there were a lot of effort made to let's make sure everything that we can do is done in Switzerland, so we can have the Swiss-made label because that's more important, right? The commercial connection to Switzerland is more important to some than even saying, hey, this is a brand that we're doing in France. That's something that I learned about Bell and Ross. Well into me selling the pieces on the pre-owned market, I did a little bit of a research and found out about it. And speaking about France, we got Tan from Paris. What's happening? And let's just do something fun and look at where Schaffhausen is on the map. If it won't crack the computer.
Vimal does say that Jay Swiss became at the forefront because of they were billionaires from back in the day and went to starting Swiss boarding schools to luxury brands to brands. So essentially, they just got associated with premium, which is true, probably.
Yeah. I mean, a great place to be. You know, like can't hate on hate the player. Do not hate on that game. All right, so let us go. It is so funny because literally like this is Schaffhausen and like this is Switzerland, but this is all Germany. So he is correct in that it is surrounded by Germany here to the north and then to the east as well.
Thank you,
And
Tan.
and then Switzerland is over on this side. So yeah, it's definitely that's interesting. I think a lot of people don't really know their geography as well too, and they don't realize that Switzerland is a small place that's influenced obviously by French and German sides. So even it's all a melting pot, as they'd say. I'm gonna take these Bell and Ross off the screen because it's irritating now.
Yo, Vimal said Jay Swiss chocolate when they literally have zero cocoa production. That I mean,
Jamal, we're not supposed to say the truth out loud.
well, you know what's also funny because Colombia always gets pigeonholed for being the cocaine capital, but they don't make any of it. It's all made in Bolivia. They just process it
Yeah,
in Colombia. So same
exactly.
thing, same thing. So what I'm
That's
hearing
true.
from Gamal is that Switzerland is essentially the Colombia of the European nation, and they're the processors.
So let's stay on that for a little bit because some would say that that is true, and there's so much Chinese
If you want to make
watch
something
parts
happen, you
and
go to
things like
Switzerland
that.
and you put
You
it.
know that everything kind of lands there, and then they cook up the kilos, and then they send it out, and they just put the Swiss made stamp. Not all watches, but there is a good chunk of watches that seemingly, when you open up the movement, you see what's going on, you're like, where's this yayo from? You know what I mean? You gotta get a taste. You gotta do the taste test. If it ain't numb, it ain't. I'm not gonna get checked today. Let's look. At, let's look at this Louis Gerard. Louis Gerard, ex Olivier Mosset. This is a really nice watch. All blacked out with like. I don't think this is Aventurine. What is on this dial? It is
Louis Gerard cannot choose a fucking uh a plight. Like they're like, yo, we're gonna just take on every plight and we're gonna champion all the issues and make the
yeah,
most complicated looking fucking thing at all times.
pretty much. But because it's at a good price point, what's going on, Richard, over in IG?
Oh,
But it's at such a good price point that they could do it. They can have fun. They can experiment. They can give you really funky watches. If you're somebody who likes it, you could get 10 different Louis Vuitton pieces and they all look different. If you're somebody who doesn't like it, then you just move on with your day. They didn't, they're not telling you this is a 100 grand watch or something like that. Vimal says CQ, the only reason Chinese crank out dirt cheap turbs is these Swiss brands sent the blueprint over to China to make the components. To their credit, the Chinese reverse engineered turbs now. Very true. It's the same reason why the super clones, well, no, that's different. The same reason why sneakers, when you go to sneakers, you get fake sneakers that look just as almost just as good as the genuine thing. When enough movements are sent over there, enough things and specs and blueprints are sent to X factory, then Y factory, then Z factory, then everybody gets in on the game, and the consumers will buy cheaper goods. They'll buy inexpensive watches, and man, who wouldn't love to just remember at one point every tourbillon was at least $60,000. So if I could buy a Chinese tourbillon for a stack 1,500 just to say I have a tourbillon, that's an easy win for me. And now that's back in the day. Now in 2025, the quality of watches, maybe not tourbillons, but even in tourbillons, of course, for a higher price point, the quality of watches that you're getting out of China and Japan and these different regions where they're just focusing on different things, it's insane. It's out of this world. So yeah, definitely an interesting topic. Ooh, Tan, I love this. Tan says we're not buying watches to read time, but to steal. Oh wait, not confused. We're not buying watches to read time, but still this is a bit too much. All right, so I thought he had a
What did
nice
you think he
quote
said?
there.
Because I
I thought
like
I'm gonna
you
steal
might
that,
have
bro.
cooked up a dope quote in your
Yeah,
head.
yeah. I thought he was saying we're not buying watches to read time, but steal a little bit of time for ourselves. I'm gonna write that down.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, if you steal, if one of you guys out there steal that, just let them know you got it from the chat. But Tan's right. This one's not too legible, but I'm gonna make a little quote out of that. But this is still a really cool piece. Bobby Mercier Riviera. I don't know if any. Ooh, look at this very constant classic world timer Globetrotter all black. This is a cool piece you can probably pick up at a good price on a secondary market. Duke of Rissington. Well, let's go really quickly back to this, because Tan is absolutely right. I have no idea what time it is, and I'm not gonna spend enough time to even figure it out. But it's a cool looking watch. But I have no idea. Um, yeah, I don't even want to try. Duke of Rissington says, case in point, a brand like Jeannault, allegedly supercone manufacturer gone legit, makes such a great pre-ceramic Submariner homage. I mean, it's actually crazy he can match Rolex quality for 1.5. Let's check that out, because I don't know if I've seen the Jeannault pieces. Now, I'm hesitant when people say Rolex quality. Because one thing, there is something about the look, the feel, the turn of the bezel on but alas his website isn't too good. I mean this
This
is
looks like a yacht
traditional.
master almost,
Yeah, this
more
looks
so than
really
a sub.
interesting. So how do you would you buy, so supposedly this was a super replica maker who decided to go legit. What do you think? Hand built in America. Whoa. So they were doing super cones in America. All right, so if hand built in America, you're telling me it's about $1,500. If the quality is truly the feel of Rolex, that's pretty cool.
It looks like UN mixed with Rolex, kind of like the indices give me like the UN Marine. You know what I'm saying? This I need to have it in person before we make this because it looks like a Rolex, but I don't know if it's gonna feel like a Rolex. You know what
So,
I'm saying?
so Duke of Rissington said it's not me. It's coming from YouTubers who've actually handled and reviewed it. He's only assembling them in the U.S., which makes sense. Check out the Ocean Rover. Oop, I'm back on the bell now. So I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's try this again. Oh, where did you go? Sorry, my elbow hit a tab here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You are the best chat ever. And RP let's one more time. RP Ozzy, man. RP to the legend himself. And let's bring up these Janot watches again.
Chan said, "Find your own design," and I mean, like that's the thing I've been saying for a long time, though. Is that there's only so many designs, and this is why we have the issue with the independents making all the same looking watches for 80 plus K. It's like everything's a fucking homage to the Breguet or a fucking like I would like to see more Roger Dubuis sympathies, more of the
Oh
watch that we looked at
yes.
yesterday that had that like Baganora shape. Like everybody wants to make a circular watch that has some weird complication and then try to justify it because they fucking did man hours with hand finishing. It's like I don't give a fuck, bro. Do something different and innovative, and then you can charge me that kind of money. I'm with Tan again. We're me and Tan are aligned again, as
Yeah,
always.
I just want to point out Duke of Rissington. I think his what his thoughts were saying that in terms of what can be produced for the quality, he wasn't saying that Janot is like the best in the space because it's obviously just a homage brand. But in terms of the quality and feel and what can be produced at the price point, I think he was coming from. But I do agree that if you can make something like this, make something a little bit different, and you'll go a really long way. But this is truly just a super cool. I mean,
What's
honestly,
going
I
on,
do
Trap
like the blue
Vision?
bezel. What's happening, Chap Vision? But I love what you said there. I'd love to see more a brand come out and do
it,
more
it, it goes back to
rivalry with
like
sympathies.
there's no exploit there's no excuse for Janalt. Like it's one thing when you're making, 100 watches and you need to make your money back, and that's why you had to make this fucking circular watch that looks like a Breguet Classique. I understand, Grunfeld. I'm just saying, if you're making sub 2, 3K watches, take a fucking chance, bro. Why are you making this a Rolex clone? Like it's just, I'm sorry, I'm done.
No, no, no. I think you're absolutely right. I think brands are, or especially younger brands, they go to that fork in the road because hey, we all want to make money, and then they're thinking to themselves, all right, do I do something that's classic that's going to appeal to a larger audience, or do I do something that's funky that is a little bit of a shot in the dark and we don't know what'll happen, right? And if they're not if they're not supported the right way, if they don't have the right people around them who makes them feel like, all right, I can produce and I can sell, he end up going the safe route. But what we have now is it's just like we talk crypto a lot, not on this show, but in other realms. And there's so many coins, there's so many meme coins, and with brands, it's the same thing. There's so many now that you
Shut down
know
pump fund. Shut down pump fund. That's how I feel
exactly.
about some of these watch brands. Like, shut this shit down. If you can't make a good product, and you're just fucking flooding the market with like homage pieces. Shut it down.
Yeah, because right now there's just a glut. So the issue that I have is that brands are popping up, and I was reading Reddit, this a Reddit thread of somebody just having this such a terrible experience over another of a different brand. I'm not gonna say their name, and there was like, oh, they're supposed to be in the USA, blah blah blah. I paid my money, I didn't get shipment for 3 months. Now they're telling me all these things, and it's like so many people are being taken advantage of right now because you want to get in first. You want to be part of the person to be like, oh, I had the first Christopher Ward Belcanto on. You want to have that experience. And a lot of these younger brands are just taking advantage of that, taking your money, not giving you good customer service, not giving you good quality product. And the worst thing, in my opinion, is in 2 to 3 years when you're tired of that watch, maybe not even, but let's just say you actually love the watch and you enjoyed it for 2 to 3 years. When you want to trade that watch, they're not there for you. They're not and listen, they don't need to spend money. They don't need to have their own CPO program, but they don't even reach out to somebody like in the secondary market space who's a dealer and say, hey, can we set up some type of relationship so when people want to sell watches, you're our guy and we can kind of establish a little bit of a market. They're not even thinking about the longevity of the brand. They're thinking of like, hey, how can we sell what we have today? And that's it. And to me, it's just such a terrible thing that's happening. It happens on the lower end side, happens on the higher end side as well. And it's just, if everybody keeps getting chewed up, we're just gonna be buying Rolexes because everybody's gonna be like, that's why Rolex is still the king because no matter what you buy, there's not one Rolex I can think about right now that I'd say I won't make an offer on. If it's in good condition, if there's a beat up, blah, 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 maybe. But even if you sold me a ladies, blah, blah, blah from the 80s, there's a number I can give you and we can transact and do business. There, I could probably list 50 brands right now where I would not even entertain doing business. You know what I mean? And that's the issue that we have that nobody's really speaking about. Look at this sympathy. I've never seen this one. Nobody's gonna give us
They
cases
have
like
some
these.
interesting.
Oh, Rich Buddy. Why not Rich Buddy? Why I don't know if I should open the can. I'm gonna open it. Psh. Why do we not buy Rich Buddy? Rich Buddy he's producer level as well. I'm gonna give you a wrench actually. I'm gonna make you a this watch gets no sympathy from me. I'm stealing that. That's an effing t-shirt right there. Hey, I
Wait,
got some memes.
wait. Somebody doesn't like sympathies.
Well, so Rich Buddy says he doesn't like Roger Dubuis. So I want him to clarify if he's talking about Roger Dubuis or he's talking about the sympathy line. Because me and Rich Buddy usually are aligned.
Wow. I mean, you know what? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's some Roger DeVries
Oh,
are.
oh no no he. I'm sorry. I'm all hyped up today. What he meant was that's what the watch dealer will tell you. We don't buy Roger. It depends the deal.
Oh, yes, you're fucking right about that. You're right about that. Or they'll like beat you over the head for it.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but it's just like you gotta appreciate this type of stuff. This is why I would definitely get a sympathy, dude, if I had the money for it, because it's just such a different type of watch. it's such a different type of shape, and it works. I don't know.
I mean, it really works. He puts so many interesting complications out there. Everything is pretty much low production. We're gonna do a Roger Dubuis appreciation episode. One of the what's today? Today Thursday, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. There's so much going on. We're gonna do a Roger Dubuis episode. Anyways, let's get let's. I think we're done with the Teddy list here because Teddy's just giving us. Oh, okay. Tudor Black Base Ceramic. I thought this was a great piece when it came out. This is one of the first Tudors in recent memory that came out, sold out. The when I was working at the dealer that sold Tudor, the reps were like, "Hey, we need to know not purchase history, but you got to know who it is." It was the first time Tudor was like, "Just don't go sell this to anyone." I was like, "Okay." Hey, whatever you say, whatever you say. And these did go over retail for a little bit. Let's see where they're at right now. But I do think as just a great weekender watch, this is a perfect piece to go for. D-Rod says that Tudor is a beauty. Watch Addict says, on the topic of blacked out watches, the Nivida F77 black ceramic braided dial is cool. All right, we'll pull that up. Tan says, they don't buy it because they don't know how to sell the brand. Ding, ding, ding. I wish I had a big gong. And just, boom. A majority of the watch dealers who are in the space right now selling watches do not know more than 4 or 5 brands in depth. A lot of I highlighted OJ Watley yesterday, second time watches. Why I highlight somebody like OJ Watley is, I don't know OJ's business. I know he does good business, but I don't know what's in his inventory, blah, blah, blah. I know nothing except if there's one thing I know about OJ Watley is if you talk to him about 100 different watch brands, he knows what the F he's talking about. If you talk to him on Panerai, he's an expert in Panerai, AP, blah, blah, blah. And there's so many great dealers out there who have that experience. But today, especially since COVID, a lot of people who are selling you watches, they don't know, man. They know Rolex, they know a little bit of AP, they know a little bit of Patek, they know Richard Mille colors, they know the colors of the RM, and that's about it. If you start even going Bulgari, Octo Finissimo too much, they might be like, they start getting squirmy. You know what I mean? Tell one of those dealers, do a show like this where we talk about every single brand to the point where you guys yell at me for the crap that I pull up. Let me know the next dealer that does a show and talks about things beside the top 5 things that are selling on Chrome 24, and you'll be very, very surprised.
On acting like this.
Watch Addict says, facts. Whenever I listen to Tim Masso, he makes me excited to learn about and buy a watch I've never heard about before. That is what it's all about. And that's why I love doing what I do. I just love watches. I kind of tell you, there's a million other things I should have been doing in this world. But for some reason, I found the watch industry and I love it. And every day of my life since I found watches has just been an amazing experience. There's ups, there's downs. Bills gotta get paid. There are customers who want to fight me, the customers I want to fight. But at the end of the day, I don't think there's anything else I'd want to do in this world except watches. So when I get into the industry, and why sometimes I get a little bit angry when we talk about dealers and things like that, is because I take this so serious. I literally dedicated my life to getting into this industry that look at me, I'm not the normal face of what you see in the watch industry, right? So I take this very serious. And right now, like Vimal was saying in the chat, these gray market dealers only, for these gray market dealers, only 5 brands is enough to sustain their business: Rolex, AP, Patek, RM, and FPJ. For me, it's not about sustaining a business, it's about growing the whole industry. For somebody like Tim Masso, it's the same thing. It's not about just selling watches at Watchbox 1916, whatever you want to call it. It's about he loves watches, a truly passionate person. He has the gift of gab, and he knows that he can go out and make an insane resource that you can go, and to the point now with almost every watch you Google, there's a Tim Marshall video. He pulls up the 16.5 centimeter wrist, and that gets you excited for watches. You should be buying watches from people who give you that type of excitement. Of course, value, price, blah, 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 but education, it goes a long way, and it's worth it. That's my PSA for today. Vote CQ. Watch guy of the year. Oh yeah.
Watch it
Anyways,
great again.
Make watches great again. Should I do make watches great again hat? Anyways, Tudor Black Bay ceramic, a great watch to pick up. Let me get back to the list. Oh wait, no,
Thank you,
there was
Watch Addict. Thank you. It's all praise goes to CQ. He truly is the Sherpa of the watch space.
I just got a lot of hot air that I gotta let out sometimes. All right, let's pull up this Nvidia.
You're better than a balloon, bro. Don't talk about yourself like that.
Hey, what's wrong with a balloon? See, that's the thing. Is people sometimes look at a balloon and they're like, "Who wants to be a balloon? Who wants to
Hey,
be a
the
piece
mall
of
said it.
rubber?" What do you
Vote
say?
CQ, the man on the fence.
Hey,
See,
hey, let's. Hey,
that's true.
you know why I sit on the fence so much is because I don't mind looking at other perspectives, okay? So that's why sometimes I sit on the fence, right? Unless, like with dealers who know what the F they're talking about, I'm not gonna sit on the fence there. I'm gonna tell you, if you ask them questions, they should either know the answer or they should be happy to help you find the answer. Let's find out together. Nobody knows everything. If you ask them a question, like all these diamond dealers who pop up, the diamond dealer space, oh my, the jewelry TikTok, that space is insane. Cause what people are saying to people, what people are just like lying to people out their mouth to sell jewelry and lab diamond versus natural. I'm a big jewelry guy as well. If visit CQWatch.com if you need jewelry, hit me up. Anyways, but like the lies that are being told in that space, that's why I love watches because you can only lie so much without it being found out. You know what's going on, but don't talk to somebody who lie in the face and smile. You know, I'll smile. I'll never lie to your face. If I got a fib, I'll just tell you what's going on, man. I'd rather fight with you. I'd rather us fight than somebody stab somebody in the back. There's enough life, there's enough money to be made in the world that I don't think if you need to lie to transact, then you know what happens with houses built, on lies. The foundation ain't steady. All right, so we have the F77 black ceramic from Nevada. I think this is a pretty cool watch. 1560 US dollar retail. Is it a domed crystal? Or is that just a picture? What's going on there?
Is this the braided dial one?
Yeah.
Hmm.
See the braids in the dial, a couple cornrows.
Okay, I guess.
All right, sorry. I'm on one today. Today was the sudden like Hulk Hogan thing just kind of threw.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't ready for the passing of Hulk.
Yeah, hey, like oh my gosh. This is a cool watch though. I don't think I've played with any of these of the Nevada pieces in person. I feel like we speak about them quite a bit, but I haven't touched them. But I would definitely 1560. I rock this. Look, tariffs included. But
Oh
duties
wow, are we at that stage where they're just
hey, you got to tell people one of the biggest fumbles a lot of brands made because of the tariffs is the communication on whether they'll pay the tariffs, especially in the first beginning stages when like or are the tariffs going to be temporary. Some brands immediately raised the prices. A lot of brands held back, and then some brands just gave you a big explanation like, "Hey, we'd love to like eat it, but we can't. We just So it's very interesting how a lot of brands handled that. Lucha Bedic Underground, the big Lucha guy. I prefer the lyre style lugs of the Mega 300 SMP ceramic. That's a great call out as well for a blacked out watch. I can't spell. I've lost words. There you go. Omega Sea Master Diver 300 black ceramic. Now this is actually a really really good blacked out watch to go for. There's a few different variations you can go for if you want to do the all black. You do this one, which is still legible, different blacks and grays. You got some ceramic on there as well. It looks okay on the rubber shop. I don't know why, but like I don't care for these rubber shops, and I would probably put a different type of strap on it. It could be rubber, but that's just the thing I have. But the lugs, like he's saying here, they do really nice ceramic lugs. They give them a nice bevel. and it just looks really really good. So this is a piece that I'd enjoy.
Watch Addict says he doesn't understand the black loom. How does that loom look? Is it not green? Like, how does that?
I think it's still blue. It's just like it doesn't loom. It doesn't give light as good as like a white loom because you're still putting black pigment.
Mm.
So it's like, you know, what I mean, so it's still there, but it's not gonna give you the bright loom of like this beautiful piece with
Yeah,
the
Rich
black
Buddy is
ceramic.
talking, I guess, about this one because he said for similar price, I think I've seen the rose gold. Is that bezel just rose gold on this?
Exactly, the bezels rose gold, the crown, the two
I mean,
crowns.
it gives it a little bit more contrast. Sorry, it gives it, damn, it gives it a little more contrast when you have the gold. Even though I do like the all black, I think I'm with Rich Buddy on this one, where the gold kind of just really brings everything together. It kind of solidifies the deal on this watch for me. So does this wouldn't count, huh? I mean, this is Ozzy Osbourne with blonde hair.
Boom, there you go. I think I think it's just black case watches. I don't think it always has to be blacked out because we do get into a situation like if we did the dark side of the moon, black black.
But 10, 10. We've already talked about this. Half the watches we discuss, you can't use to tell time. It's all about, being luxurious.
But Tan is a man who is using his watches. He's
Oh,
not
I
one of
know,
those
I know.
guys
Oh, I know.
who just gets a watch because somebody said it looks good and puts it away. That's what I love about Tan. Tan rocks his watches. So legibility and why I hone in on that because legibility like is the one thing we often don't think about if we're doing a rush purchase. You're like, ooh, a news article came out, Instagram post came out. I like the watch. Sometimes you get so excited. You meet a guy like CQ in the islands. You know, I got the Heineken's flowing. You know what's going on. And then you get home and you're like, I really cannot read this watch. And I think, especially in our past
But like, I
spot.
got a question for you, Sequan.
Okay, go ahead.
Do, uh, I don't think you would have been able to corrupt anybody in this chat. I think that, and what I
No.
mean by you, I mean like you as a salesperson in the islands, right? You corrupted the people who were interested in watches but never really dug, sunk their feet in. Whereas I feel like there's a large group of people who know what they like and they wouldn't be kind of finagled into that. So it's like I think what you're talking about is more so for the people who have interest in it but haven't dived in yet. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd say that, but I think that that group is larger than we think. You know, that group who's easily convinced, who walks into a Macy's or a
What's going on,
department
Margot?
store. Hey, what's happening, Marks? RIP Jiggy Marks. RIP Jiggy. Yes. Yeah, this has been a week. This has been a crazy week. Anyways, I forgot what we were talking about. So, you know, some people, if you're just buying watches, you're just, you know, you're shopping with your lady or whatever, and you're just in a department store that happens to have watches, or just things are going good, you just hit the lotto last night, whatever, and it's easy to just be sold a watch. You know, a charming gentleman like CQ, the watch guy, talks to you, tells you all these stories about the islands and how good it's gonna look with you. Then I'm just slipping you Heineken. Then I give you the magic question. It's like, what do you if you're at home, sir, if you're at home relaxing on a Sunday afternoon watching the game, what's your drink of choice? And then CQ, I enjoy a good little blue label once in a while, and then I give two winks and a snap, and then all of a sudden somebody comes a little bit, and then you just gotta sit down. Now all of a sudden you feel bad if you don't transact. It becomes a whole different thing. It becomes a whole different thing. If you ever travel in the Middle East, you shop like with people who sell carpets and things like that. I'm gonna say countries. You understand the sales tactics that can happen in just being inside somebody's store, sitting down, accepting a drink, accepting food, accepting kindness. You'd be surprised how many people will spend a lot of money they don't need to just because they're in certain situations.
I can't wait till I have that kind of money where I'm like, oh, I feel so bad for wasting this guy's time. Let me buy a Breitling. Must
Yeah.
be great. One
Hey,
day.
so much Bratlands. Like, I wish Bratlands were what they were now because when I talk about it, I feel like people are like, "Ugh, what is he talking about?" But when I tell you that, like, there were days where like you didn't even need to sell paddocks. Like selling a paddock was just like, but like you sell your two Bratlands a day, man. Easy, easy.
Margot, we wish you were down here in sunny Florida with us. But we
Yes.
are with you in Bala in spirit. Watch Addict said, CQ, I saw the Instagram reel where you shared the Complecta rooftop party. Nice to see a normal rooftop party, watch party, and not one where the guy is humbled by his good fortune, gets a square watch as a gift. I don't know. He must be implying about it.
Yeah, and so he's talking about the like the Cubist events or
Oh.
things like that. And so the reason why I wanted to shout out that Complecto event, it was done within collaboration with Baltic. Complecto does some great events, but I want to put a light on community interactions done the right way, which is something like that rooftop experience where you get a bunch of people who love watches together and they can try the watches, they can have some fun, have some drinks, and they can talk. What he's talking about is these watches, these events where the only people who are invited are already, you know what I mean? They're already of a certain ilk. You already have a watch, and you go through these experiences, and they're great. But then it's like it doesn't does for the brand what I think the
It's
brands
almost like
want
a
it to
fake
do. You know?
reality show, right? Where it's like everybody kind of has their lines and we're gonna act like this is some kind of party, but we all know what's really going on here, is what you're saying.
Exactly. So it's one of those things, and I think I just I want these watch brands to spend money where they should be spending money. Let's not
And Watch
make
Addict confirmed that. He was just like, yeah, we're talking about the Cubidus, and if you haven't seen it, it was courtesy of Paddock. So, Watch Aficionado 1988. Good afternoon. How are you doing? What were you gonna say about this AP?
um honestly. Oh, I forgot why he's up there. So producer Vamal sent it over, and he said this is a watch that Ozzy would have rocked, and I think so. Blacked out
Legible, not.
piece.
Oh wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading Diraj, and I thought he was saying that this was legible because I was like, Ozzy couldn't hold his fucking arm straight long enough to read that fucking watch. I'll tell you that right now. No
Hey,
disrespect.
hey, you got the listen. You got this watch on the wrist. You
If
most
you
people
got
don't even
Parkinson's, you
set it.
can't read this shit, bro.
Yeah, yeah, but most people aren't even setting their perpetuals. Period. That's the funniest thing. Is like the perpetual counter is probably the most just set incorrectly complication out there because people, just they want the watch, they don't even understand what's going on. And many people are not like tan and they're using their watches for utility. But I can see Ozzy having somebody set this for him and rocking this. This would be actually a great watch for somebody who has a blacked out aesthetic and you just
Oh
want a
yeah.
little bit.
This is Ozzy's. Like it's skeleton. It's black. It kind of really embodies everything I think of Ozzy. But as you said, it's definitely not set correctly.
Watch out, it's John Mayer ass. It's true. It's true. Hey, listen, he's the I don't know, whatever he is, the creative director or something. All right, so let's go.
Genji did ask about the blacked out Seamaster. I think we just spoke about it. We were saying that it's a really nice watch, but
Oh,
maybe we'd like the rose gold a little more for legibility.
yeah, because she was talking about this.
Or no, or was I talking about the wrong one?
No, I had the unlegible Dark Side of the Moon up. And this is what Genji's talking about. Which is, and now you can get different variations, right? This one's like the all blacked out or the black and gray ceramic, which in this shot, and kudos to people on Chrono 24 who take nice photogenic shots like this. I think it helps you get your thing sold. You could do that one, or you could do the original one they came out with, which is this. So you kind of have the steel rim around there, or titanium rim, whatever it is.
I prefer rose personally. I think I get legibility. This is the most legible out of them. Um, the rose one, man. Ooh, I'd like to take her home.
Can I call a Rose? All right, this is from Diraj. He says this is a great piece for Ozzy as well. This is AP Royal Oak Offshore End of Days Chronograph. I think this is a really cool piece, and for like OG AP lovers, this had its time. This is one of the APs people used to hunt back in the day, and AP actually just did a
Why
reedition
was it end of days? Do you know?
because Sylvester Stallone was in a movie called End of Days, or
I
Arnold
thought that was
Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay,
It
that's why I was
was
trying to
Arnold
make sure.
Schwarzenegger.
I wanted to make sure it was based on
One
the
of the
movies.
action
No,
guys.
it's definitely Arnold Schwarzenegger because I remember the end of
No,
days
it is. It
movie,
is. It is.
and I was just like, is this tied to Arnold because they had the T3, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm just terrible.
Who's the bad guy in that? Who's that?
Gabriel Byrne. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Oh, it's the Devil's Advocate that what's his name? The bad guy. Is it Robert De Niro?
Yeah, Robert De Niro. That's
That's such a
Devil's
banger,
Advocate.
dude. Oh.
So good, so good.
Dude, young Arnold, bro, and he's not even like jacked. Like he's already like losing weight here. Oh,
Yeah.
anyways,
Well, because after Conan, after the Conan Barbarian time, I think he slowly like he like let it after Terminator, we should say.
what's going
Then he
on, Gabriella?
slowly.
Stuff. Thanks for stopping by.
What's
Um,
happening?
but yeah, that's an interesting watch. It reminds me of my favorite football team. I'd buy it off of the strength of the Steeler Nation.
I mean, it's not. It's more like a yellow green than a straight yellow.
Yo, hey, yo, bro.
Uh,
You can
Black and
wear your
gold. It's not
Gruber
like a straight gold.
Forze, whatever the hell it is, the green Gruber Forze
Oof, double
Balenciaga,
Balenciaga. That
and
is
be
the
your
Eagles watch.
Eagles. Let me rock my blue collar Steelers watch over here, okay? It's miners. They
Hold on.
yearn for the mines.
Sorry, I was trying to pull up the newer Ender days, but
Did you
maybe
find the
it's
Vimal used ChatGPT to get a Aussie watch, and he got us a Richard Mille. I think you should check it out.
all right. So let's go to producer Vimal and see what Chat GPT says is the watch
This
he
is gonna be
goes.
smacked. I don't even know. It's gonna be
Yeah, like
smacked.
so that's the thing with Vimal. You never know. All right, so I'm gonna guess it's a skull watch.
Watch Addict said there's a watch called the Hublot Bigger Bang.
That's what she said.
Watch aficionado 1988 asks, "Is this the Bumblebee?" No, I don't think so. There's another watch that
No,
they go by that's called the Bumblebee, right? This is the End of Days.
exactly. I'll show the Bumblebee in a second. So
Mm.
producer Vimal says the RM052, which is the skull piece tourbillon. Do we have a front shot?
The thing with the skulls, man, is I see that shit.
But
And
for us, you're a rock star. You're a rock
no, no,
star.
no, no, no.
Skulls
I'm
your
not.
vibe. This
No,
actually,
100%. I think of Bella and Ross when I see those fucking skulls because you know how they have like that skull series. Or am I thinking the wrong watch, bro?
no. Belmont had the skulls as well.
Right, and like they just didn't do that.
That opened. Uh,
It's just I'm not a big fan. Like this is a 300, $200,000 watch, and like the skull just kind of doesn't feel luxurious to me. But yes, I agree. It is a Black Sabbath watch. Where is Rick's? Rick should be here for this show. This
yeah,
upsets me.
right. This is what we need to phone in. We have
Crispin
one more co-host,
Halo.
guys.
Yeah,
Hey, what's going on?
I knew it was Bell and Ross. Look at this, the real watch enthusiast over here. Um, yeah, Ozzy would have been such a Romain Jerome guy. It's so fucking real, dude. Oh,
Oh shoot.
I want the moon watch, the one that has a speck of the moon.
Oh,
For
what
sure.
was I about to pull up? Oh, darn it.
I think we were talking about the Bumblebee because
Yeah.
aficionado asked about the AP Bumblebee. Um, but yeah, I digress. The Bumblebee has like, yeah, it's way more
Yeah.
yellow.
Way
Oh,
more
too
yellow.
much. Too much. And the days is it's a little bit more subtle. This is
It's a
like,
clean one.
look at me, hey, hey, look at me.
Especially if you keep it on the yellow strap.
Nah, you can't, dude. That is straight to jail. If I see you in the streets with that on the yellow strap, straight to jail.
Who has this?
Tan says a skull for Ozzy and a dragon for Jackie Chan. Thanks.
Yeah. That well. So I but,
Uh,
but also Tan,
you can't do that, Tan. You bring the show to a halt.
because I did sell one of my first crazy tourbillons that I sold was a DeWitt Jackie Chan tourbillon limited edition, and I think that had a dragon on it. So, I don't know. Oh man. Anyways, look at this Bumblebee 17-1 from Collector's Watches, Massapequa or something like that. Do you remember that these were in the 30s?
Yeah, I mean,
They had a time.
look, I do you think? Here's a question for you. Do you think that if AP never went to boutique only, they'd still have a lot more like chutzpah? Is it that they thought they were
Yes.
doing something? Okay. So because they kneecapped all the ADs, they thought they were going to be more desirable because you were not able to obtain them unless you go to a boutique, but that was not the case. Like they just fucked themselves, is what I'm hearing.
So a great person in the industry, a leader in the industry, um, who's sold so much watches and leads great companies. One day he just was like, you know what's interesting? Every brand is trying to do direct boutique sales except the biggest brand, which is Rolex. I know you guys are gonna say Bucher, blah blah blah, but that wasn't a planned thing. Nobody planned the passing of Mr. Bucher. But Rolex, and they're still in love with their 80 model, and Patek Philippe still in love with their 80 model. It's something about having the AD do the lift, be the home, be the customer service center, be the first touch, especially if you keep them the standards where you need it. That why would you take that away? Oh, you want to get some profit back. You want to get some meat back on your bone, right? Great, you go fully boutique. But now you have all that risk, right? You
Mm.
also create enemies. Because if I'm an AD, right? And I'll tell you, I've been in this with all of these brands, right? If I'm an AD and I'm selling AP, I'm selling Vacheron, I'm selling whatever, and then you guys pull out, do you think I'm telling my customer to go buy from you? No. I'm telling the customer to buy secondary market through me, or I'm just pushing them on a different model. So now me and you, we used to be friends, we used to make money together, we used to hustle in the street. Now we're territorial all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Now
No, they
there's
burned
beef.
bridges, a lot of bridges.
Exactly, you know. And the problem when parents fight, you know, you forget about the kids and consumers, the kids. You know, they hear everything that's going on, they see everything that's going on, and they're the ones who actually have to pay for the decisions that are made when mom and dad fight, right? And that's what happens with the watch industry. And a lot of people thought, oh, let's go boutique only, it's gonna be amazing. Some brands are able to do it well, but not many. And most of those brands will go back to authorized dealers to open up relationships again. Because nothing beats being able to have people send you checks, you just export, and that's the end of the conversation. I exported, I got my money. Okay, we're gonna do some marketing. We're gonna do, of course, I'm gonna do the repairs and blah blah blah. But the big lift is already done for me because it's already on a container ship. It's already in the air going to you. So make sure the wire hits. When you want to do everything yourself, but you didn't really, the FP Jordan, they're only able to do it because the production's so
Well,
low.
yeah, they make what? You said like under
uh,
200?
Under 1,000 watches when you're talking
Okay,
on the
under
mechanical
1,000.
side. When the quartz side, they're doing a lot of the Elegante, so that number has grown quite a lot. But they were able to
But how many does
strategically
AP
figure it
do?
out,
Is it 50 to 100 or more?
like 50,000, 60,000, or
That's
something
what I
like
thought.
that.
That's what I
You,
thought. So it's
you see what I'm saying?
5x almost, right? Like, wouldn't you say?
Exactly.
Five or no more than that. Yeah, so
So you're just not able to be
way more
nimble at
product to
all.
sell. So it's like it goes back to like you've said in the past, where it's like you just want a space to like kind of sell your watches, right? And it's like you literally removed most of your territory and decided that selling it on your turf only, and that just doesn't make sense at all. You know.
Vimal corrects us. FPJ makes 500 mechanical timepieces and 1,000 quartz timepieces.
So it's
Um,
50x. AP makes around 50x the amount of watches that FP
yeah,
Journe does.
yeah. Let's go through some comments here. Watch Addict says, "What's next? An elephant for Shah Rukh Khan?" SRK. I'm sure there is. Does he have a watch? I think he has one watch out there. Anyways, let's keep it going. Duke of Riston says AP destroyed over a century's worth of relationships for what? Some airport lounge ass AP houses? Nah, I love my AD. And that is the experience from so many people. Many ADs. We worked at 1916. We worked at Goldberg Jewelers. I worked at Goldberg Jewelers in Ardmore for a year before I went over into the online side, right? And one of the best things about seeing a store like that operate, snuggled in the suburbs of Philadelphia, is the generations of people who have been shopping there, who talk about knowing Brian Goldberg when he was a kid, who talk about knowing Danny Goldberg when he was a kid, who just they support who they love to support. They, you know, the relationship is good. It's really hard for you to one day say, hey, I'm not gonna support who I've been, you know, my dad supported, my mom supported, my granddad. We've been buying engagement rings here forever. It's hard for me to say, man, I just can't mess with you guys 'cause I'm gonna buy my watch someplace else. And that happens a lot, a lot. I think a lot of brands didn't predict it. All right, let's keep it moving. Producer Ramal is giving us a nice Frank Mueller. I'm surprised you didn't talk. Oh, this is the Frank Mueller that Ozzy's wearing in that picture, actually. Which is a great piece. These bracelets, in my opinion, are some of the best gold bracelets you can get. The way they're assembled, they're just really nice. They feel like a bracelet, and like, you know, it's dope. So he's wearing it in this picture that I was using as well. I think it's pretty much the same piece. I like a good Frank Mueller. You can't convince me otherwise. All right, we are going over an hour. I'm gonna end with Crazy Train again, but let's see. Let me just get to the comments and make sure. Rich Woody says Paddock goes up in value nicely though. My grill I wish I bought has gone up from 68K to 98K. I've been eyeing it for years. 3940p, man. Rich Buddy, talk about a watch that like the obvious answer that nobody, you know, everybody kind of like, oh, it'll be there. The 3940p is a perfect Patek Philippe perpetual calendar. It's been around for a while, and they have really steadily, all the 3940s steadily have been moving up as more collectors get into the space and more collectors say, hey, I want a really nice classic iconic piece. 3940 is almost always the answer. You can get them in a lot of different variations, but the platinum is what he's talking about. This is just clean, classy, right on the edge of traditional Paddock and modern Paddock. Even though all Paddock is very traditional, but you can see just with the font and everything, we're still holding on to yesterday, but just the feel, the K-shape, the hands, we're moving into tomorrow, and that's why the 3940 is such a very, very special piece. Oh, if Iman wants to, we're going to talk about Sachin. You know who Sachin is? You don't
Sounds
know who Sachin
familiar.
is. You don't know
All right.
Sachin.
I don't. Okay, I don't know Sachin.
I'm just messing with you. So my favorite part about some of the 3940s, especially the gold variations, is in the subdial that's a 24-hour scale, they tend to patina just on the lower half. And depending which, you know, which model you can get a really interesting color
Wait, they
patina.
patina on the lower half?
They
Why?
patina just on the lower half. I'm sure it's something with how the dial was made or something, but like on this one as well.
Hmm.
You see, just the lower half. I'm sure there's some chemical reason there, but it gets a nice little patina. I think that's always interesting. These used to be $40,000 watches, $30,000 watches, and the J's, the platinums used to be 50 and 60, 5, 6 years ago. Not that long ago. But now these are the pieces that people who are looking for historically important watches from certain brands, it goes in. And this is when I was telling people all COVID long, get a Paddock on a strap, get a Paddock on a strap. You know, like if you like it, if you enjoy it, pull the trigger on it. You're not gonna lose your house. And honestly, people who bought 3940s and the like have not lost their house. Maybe you haven't gained a house, but you know you didn't lose a house. Maybe you redid the kitchen or something like that, right? All right, so let's wrap it up. Duke of Washington says that's a real CQ, the AD connection. This is all at the end of the day a relationship business, and watches. It's all about the hobby. This is all about passion, connectivity, and relationship. The reason why we're here talking for over an hour and you guys are or viewing over an hour with us, which I'm so thankful for, is because we just love this hobby and we love the relationship that we're forming. I love producer Vimal, Duraj, everybody in the chat giving information and this share of information and passion that we get to do. And the ADs are usually a home for that. Usually they find a one or two CQ the watch guy types who know what's going on, who can just, you know, sit there and talk watches all day. And really that's all you want at the end of the day, you know? These boutiques, these direct brand relationships, they just want to sell, they just need the revenue. They don't have jewelry to sell. They don't have a Valentine's Day sale to send you email on to get a few $100 for you. They don't have a Mother's Day sale. They don't have a Father's Day sale where your significant other can buy a cufflink or two for you. For a jeweler, all of that adds up. So it makes the, you know what I mean? So I don't need every time you come in to be like, hey man, are you gonna drop 100 grand today? I could just have an espresso with you. We could just talk about life because I know the relationship, it has its ebbs and flows, but it's mutually beneficial. It's been proven that with these direct dealer relationships, these direct brand relationships, when you say my tank is dry, when you tap out, things get quiet. I've heard it from too many people. Unless you're somebody who've been just spending, you know what I mean. Unless you're a super big whale guy, if you're just somebody who's like, hey, I get a couple pieces a year, maybe you just need to take a year or two off because of whatever, you're starting your business, you're working on life, you're doing all these things. When you come back on that third year and say, hey man, I'm back, I want to get by, and you guys are doing some great things, they're gonna look at you funny. And God forbid your SA left. It's the essay thing is the saddest thing to me because I'm an essay who I'm a nomadic person, so I've moved around a lot. And one thing that I've really tried my best to do is when I leave someplace to have the people who I work with taken care of. I try my best not to take people with me because I have a big integrity thing with that. Of course, people come, whatever. But when you hear about situations where a mono brand boutique, all I can buy is one brand, right? All I can do is buy one thing. My SA left for whatever reason. Life got great, the greener pastures, all those things. Then I go back to like, hey, SA left. I want to get introduced, and they look at me like, oh. I just like, what? I gotta do it again. I gotta do the games again. I gotta go to the bathroom and anyways. So let's talk about this AP that was made for, I always mess up his name, Sachin Tendulkar. Oh, I think I did it good. Sachin Tendulkar, who is a cricketer. I don't know the cricket position, so let me see if I can get his proper. Was he a pitcher?
Wait, they call them cricketeers?
I might have made that up, or I may have been absolutely wrong. But I feel like you're a footballer, right? If you play football, you're a footballer. So if you play cricket,
Vamal, can you speak on this? Can you let us know if a cricket player is called a cricketer? Because you're making it sound like he's a musketeer, and
so so he's a cricketer, not a cricketer. He's a cricketer. It's just
cricketer.
cricketer,
Okay,
cricketer.
thank you.
And so what's sad about this is that we're from the West Indies, we're from the Virgin Islands, and the West Indies once upon a time had a super strong cricket team. Cricket was played all around. I went to summer camps and played cricket, so I
Where did they
should know
play
that.
cricket? I lived in the same place as you growing up, and
So
we
so
didn't.
so so our
And my
this
dad's
this
from Antigua, bro.
yeah.
He
So
loves
your
cricket,
no
so
no.
I'm
So your
confused.
dad definitely played cricket, and
Yeah, he did. But I'm saying in
in
St. Thomas, we didn't never play cricket.
no. In St. Thomas, in certain places we played cricket, but what would happen is like you'd have the little kind of local little home small amateur clubs. Then you go over to the
Mm.
British version now, it's a Tortola,
I
and
didn't
then
go
'cause,
Tola, so you went Tola more than me, so that makes
yeah,
sense.
exactly. So when I went to the British Virgin Islands summer camp, you could choose you want baseball or do you want the mix, and the mix was tennis, cricket, kickball, everything like that. And I love playing cricket. If you get hit in the shin with a cricket ball, you will cry for your mother like you've never cried before. But yeah, so I think with the like Trinidad and those bigger islands, we're 32 square mile island. So those bigger islands have proper cricket fields and stuff. With us they used to redo the football field and play cricket once in a while. But there was a West Indies cricket team that was a force, I believe, in the 90s. You can correct me. Um,
Duke Richardson asked, "What position did you play? Do you remember? Were you a wicket keeper? I don't know the position, so
so
I'm
this was like a younger summer camp, so we all kind of played positions. But sometimes I was wicket keeper. I did bowl a couple times, but I think
Is that pitching?
yeah, when you run and you do it, and that was fun. But I think that ball, I feel like I hurt somebody. I feel like there was a thing. I feel like I got hit, they got hit. It was a limited situation there. Anyways, so let's look at this AP Royal Oak for Sachin Tendulkar, a great cricketer from India, and they made some really good pieces for him. What I like about this Royal Oak chronograph, rose gold, you just have this beautiful sand colored dial. I don't know what to call it. Then you get the white sub dials. They usually use really unique font here, a little bit different than what you normally see on a Royal Oak. And then you have the orange, blue, and green hands to pay tribute to the colors of the flag. And then you have green, white, and orange on the strap as well. Really, really
Where's
cool
the blue
piece.
come in? Because I thought the Indian flag was orange, white, and green.
Yeah, so maybe the blue's part of his. Teach me, Vamal, about the blue here, because I was gonna
Yeah,
say
what's the
that to
blue?
you.
Because why would not white hand? Because then it would really be the Indian flag, man. I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's still nice. I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very nice
See,
watch.
Goldfinger knows. It got ovals out in Trinidad. He knows. He knows the real. You know
The
what I
thing
mean?
is, right? Okay, can I nitpick? What the fuck's going on with the date?
What do you mean?
The dates, isn't it not like, isn't it off? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like
Oh,
diagonal.
wait. Now, let me pull up
Am I
another
tripping?
picture. I think because it's tilted, it's making us trip. But now I want to see a vertical.
I just want to make sure that it's not. I don't like the date like that. That's the only thing. It's like kind of.
Wait, was the date always like this, or because of this? Wait. You're making me have a brain fart right now.
Mm.
I think the date was always like this, and because of the blocky indexes where the
What are you
eyes are
saying
like
in
somewhere
other
else
APs, the date?
of this era.
Oh, okay. I don't know about, you know more about the eras than me. I'm just saying like it kind of looks weird with the date kind of being diagonal instead of being like that. But if we're nitpicking, this is something you can get over really quickly.
Yeah, so I think it's because normally they're the line markers. This time they're block markers.
Oh, and also Vimal said the blue in the circle is in the middle of the flag, and I did not. Forgive me. You're correct. I forgot about that. Touche.
Yeah, so like this is even a modern one because they didn't change it, but it's because most APs you have lines versus the squares. So the date has always been scunched up in like a little weird little area. But with this particular one, just because it's a little bit more blocky,
Yeah, it
it
just
looks a
looked a
little bit.
little weird to me, I guess. But
Oh, no date. This would have been
yeah, yeah,
amazing.
yeah. I'm with Vimal. Like no date. Why did I never notice that about AP?
Because again, the markers are usually not squares, and today they changed the markers here. I'm just gonna pull up because I think there's another AP from Tendulkar, and then we'll end the show. You guys have been amazing. I know this has been a long one, taking us into the rest of the day. Let's see what we got. What we got. Yeah, so they did this, the rose gold, and then if you wanted a steel one, you got this. Oh, I got too much tabs. Prices are usually still strong too. So again, you got the orange, blue, and green on the hand. This is on a blue strap. I feel like these shipped with a leather strap, and then you got the cricketer logo out there. I feel like these shipped with a leather strap that had stitching for the same color, but I might be wrong. Oh man, this was a really good. Yeah, there it is. So the issue with these, I remember, was like if you bought them like secondary and this strap was messed up, getting that strap wasn't the easiest after a while. And I know,
I'm not a fan of this watch.
yeah,
Like I like
it's
the rose. This
yeah,
one just isn't.
the rose is away. This is beautiful. Oh man, all right, guys, this has been an amazing show. We looked at a bunch of really cool black top watches. Once again, rest in paradise to Mr. Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness. Shout out to Raj for amazing idea again. I didn't even go over all these amazing AP black dials because we don't need to. We had a great chat who gave us a bunch of things to talk about. And I'm gonna end with Crazy Train, but I just want to tell you guys, I love you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing Thursday. We're gonna have a show tomorrow. Not sure yet what topic will be, but you'll see. I'll do a video or something like that. You guys have an amazing day. See you soon. Retired Watch Guy Jay. Talk to the people. RP. Hulk Hogan. What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean that threw me for a loop. I wasn't expect Hulkamania to pass away. Uh, I what can I say? that Indian watch was amazing. I just didn't know, like Genji said, the tribute to cricket in India was amazing. But Genji said it best. 4:30 dates are polarizing. And I didn't realize it until she said that because I don't think I've ever seen a date at 4:30 that I liked. So Genji, you always come with the bangers. And Tan too. Tan, we're aligned, my brother. We are on the same page again, and it's good to be in alignment with you again. Great show as well,
No
CQ.
beef.
Never beef. I don't even eat meat. I can't beef with y'all. I don't eat red meat. But it's always a pleasure, and I'll see you guys on Friday.
All right, see you guys soon. I want to shout out Tan, Daraj, producer Ramal, Duke of Brissington, Julia Sear, Genji, who was first
Don't
today. I
forget
will
about
give
Von
her
Cruel.
first.
He left us because we
I,
talked about the Hulk.
Von Cruel, if you're seeing this, come back, brother. Come back. It's all love. We got to be able to have a little bit of fun. I don't think he went because of that. Shout out Watch Addict. Shout out Lucha. I always say it wrong. Lucha Bedic Underground. Shout out to you. Trap Vision. Thank you for joining. You got to see us live. Thank you all. If you see it live, you see it after, just know I love you guys so much. We're going to end this with Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne.
Hell
And as
yeah,
Duraj
brother.
says, hell yeah, brother. And as Duraj says, I'm just a dreamer, dream my life away. I'm just a dreamer who dreams of better days. Amen, man. Let's get it going. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you tomorrow. I gotta work on the brother for the Hulk Hogan. I gotta work on it. Crazy. Oh man, now I'm getting pumped up for the weekend. Oh no sound. Oh sorry. Oh. I'm so sorry. You got me. I'm jamming by myself. There we go. All right, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. This is the best Watch Talk Live show in the whole of YouTube. At least in my opinion. I hope you think so too. Let's enjoy the Crazy Train. I was jamming Genji. I was there like. Genji was watching. All right, guys, have a great day. I don't want to play anymore because I'm probably going to get striked, but you guys have been amazing. I love you all, and enjoy the Crazy Train of Life.